hair great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now,
We're coming. Get our check.
Cheryl Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
That was it was Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed your name. It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle Allen, you know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips. Do your hair. What's happening, good people? I'm back from San Diego, California. Yep, it's me, your homegirl Ladosha Wright, aka Key Lolo, and y'all. Oh, I had the wrong finger. There it is. Y'all know who that is with the horse. With the horse hair up top. That's right. It's Cheryl Morrow, aka the Hair Oracle, and you are affectionately at this point. If you're new, welcome. If you old, y'all know where you're at, right? You are on America's favorite podcast, and it's about the dumbest. And tonight, we're gonna get into some dumb. And we do mean the dumbest shit that people say about Black hair. We're going to get into these summer hair care routines because we're seeing some stuff out here. You know, the thing I love about this podcast channel, hair is like infinite situations, infinite topics, you know what I'm saying? So before we get into what happened over the weekend at the Kumba Fest with Michael Sterling's American Curl, because it went down, what's going on? How you been feeling? Are you getting back? I got some sleep yesterday. Did you get any rest? Did you get any rest?
I did.
You did?
That was much.
I did. I slept good. It was fun. It was again, I keep telling y'all, I'm still kind of thinking we should all do like a field trip and meet up with the Hair Oracle. If you live in San Diego and you don't know some of his history and his people, or if you've never been to San Diego, I think we should just have like an intimate like crew, you know, maybe like about just 10 people. We could just like bum rush a couple of restaurants, you know, where you take us to. And we all could get like a red little car. You know, y'all might be down with that. Let me know. It's, you know, we could split, you know, but we got to know the people, you know, get the crash pad. It's the weekend, you know, up and down. Come on back, because Cheryl is so cool to hang out with. She knows all the eat spots, all the cool people. Like Cheryl can tell you a story, right? And I don't know if y'all had these experiences. And y'all be like, hell yeah, whatever. We all have them friends. And they like, let me tell you who I met. Let me tell you where. Everybody. I know I'm not the only one. If you have one of those friends, just go like this. Yep. Right here on Instagram. Right here on LinkedIn. Right here on YouTube. You know, just this Facebook. Let me know what's up, Marchina. You stay around. You stick around. San Diego is dope. Stick around. But if y'all have one of those friends, you know, and they always telling y'all something, Fatou is one of those friends, you know. And Fatou, you got to come back. So stick around too, Fatou. She's over on Instagram.
I'm sorry I missed you, bro, Fatou.
Chiming in from the motherland over in the Gambia. But for real, guys, have you ever had those friends and they just tell y'all like, yeah, I know this person. Yeah, I did this. Yeah, I went here and I was with this person and this happened. I was that person. And you, at some point, you'd be like, you always got a story. You always know people. You know? So Cheryl's one of those people, right? But this time, no, for real, y'all. When I went to San Diego, right now, Cheryl told me about her father had went to Senegal, right? Mm-hmm. And so she says, I said, why you're there with the Senegal? She said, yeah, we went with all these people and, you know, we had such a good time and blase Skippy. Now, I'm not saying I'm going like, yeah, but I'm like, okay, yeah. Okay, you're dead. You guys went to Senegal, right? Now, sure don't know this. We go to the actual Kumba Fest, Rashida and I, they're just strange people we don't know. We're actually at the actual Kumba Fest. And so I'm at the Kumba Fest, and this lady was like, "Oh my God, your hair looks so beautiful." And where you get your hair done? I said, "Oh, well, I'm not from here. I'm actually from Cleveland." And she said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Well, I was invited here, by Cheryl Morrow." And the lady says, "Cheryl Morrow, as in Dr. Willie Morrow?" I said, "Yeah, yeah." She said, I went with them. I went with Dr. Morrow to Senegal." I was like, "You know what?" Now, I know y'all don't believe me. Now, Cheryl told me that her daddy told her that if you don't have receipts, then it didn't happen. So y'all know what I did, right? Hold on. Wait a minute, Cheryl. Don't you move. Don't you move. Don't you bet not move. Let me share my screen. Hold on. Because I know y'all going to be like, "Ladosha, no, I'm telling you." Here is the lady. There she is. Let me bring her into this. Let me bring her in. Did she show up in there yet? Hold on. Let me share my screen. Oh, y'all know I know how to do this. Okay, where's she? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Add it back to the stage. Okay, hold on. She's gonna come in a minute. Give it a little populate. So the lady, there she is. She says the identical story. I traveled to. What are the chances of me traveling to? I don't go to San Diego all the time, guys. You don't understand this. I'm gonna be going. Okay, but what are the chances of me meeting a lady who didn't even know Cheryl was there? And I told her when she said, I said, "Cheryl," she said, "I went to Senegal. I was one of the people." And I'm like, "You know what? I'm telling you, if y'all don't put them hand clap emojis in this chat for this woman and her father, y'all got to get out, because Cheryl is truly Bob.com. That's a true story. I wanted to take her picture, like she was a celebrity or something. And she was like, "Why you just acting on like that?" Little did she know that Cheryl had told me the actual story, So it was just that type of a weekend. We had such a good time. I do have a little clip, girl, if you don't mind. Y'all gonna like this clip out. Y'all know I'm acting a fool. I done got cap cut. Y'all better leave me alone. I done got cap cut. All right. So let me show y'all. Here's a little brief highlight, because it's too many pictures. I just can't keep showing pictures. So I'm going to dedicate this clip to Cheryl Morrow, the hair oracle, and Michael, the producer of the American Curl. And then we'll talk about that a little bit. Here it goes. Check it out. Just about a little over a minute. Here we go. Check it out. Woo! A time we had getting filmmaker Michael Sterling ready for the premiere of his film, The American Curl. Cheryl and I, we got that wig together, baby. Let me just tell y'all, it was happening. It was going down. The actual documentary was the bomb. The location, you see this? Do you guys see this place? San Diego was and continues to be the place to be. I traveled along this journey with my BFF Rashida, and the documentary was held at the Elementary Institute of Science. And boy, oh boy, did this community show up and show out. Cheryl was absolutely phenomenal and taking us around, learning the rich history and legacy, not only of her father, but of the community, which you can see. The Kumba Fest was very, very lit, and the place remains blackety, blackety, black. So please make sure you go visit sunny San Diego, California, and get ready. It's coming out. It's coming to a TV near you, The American Curl. Help us get the word out using hashtag American Curl and Michael Sterling Films. We appreciate you all support very, very much. This really means a lot to us. And wow, what better way to keep a legacy alive than sharing it with the community. It was, I should have put in there, but I got to tell y'all, it was a full house. It was standing room capacity. Cheryl, come on, unmute your mic, and share with us, the experience. It was like you got everything out because everything came up.
Everything came up. Well, when you celebrate us in all of our glory, right? All of our glory. You can fit the conversation in just no hour and a half. You can't fit it in 2 hours. You can't fit it in 3 hours. And I think that this story of us all coming together, and we all know about the one person that always starts something, but what you don't hear is about how a community contributed to that movement, which that's why we wanted to bring it back to the community of Southeast San Diego. That's very important because things start in these wonderful silos of these Black communities, right? And we don't give the credence and the honor and the thank you back to all of them that participated, because Mr. Marl had to have hair to do. He had to have people who trusted him. He had to have people to work and to labor and to also envision with him. And so that's why we wanted to bring it back to Southeast San Diego. That was really what it was about. It was about us. Well, Fest perfect, right?
It was part. Now let me just say this too. Yeah, you can't get it all. I'll be honest. This just like we can't get it all in this podcast.
Yeah,
but I'm here to tell y'all we got it in.
Yeah, we did.
When I tell you everything that could have everything. First of all, everything went perfect. I mean, it was just everything went perfect. But we got a chance to really address this history, give respect, and then people had really good questions, and they loved the fact that they were being appreciated because they all had some connection and some kind of a way beyond getting the curl.
Yes.
That was the thing that made it so unique. And I think that is the part. And when this documentary comes out, someone even gave a suggestion that we take this on a tour to the HBCUs through their Black Studies programs, like their economics program, because we got this one right. Okay. And so we're going to try to do that. So if you are a person of influence on any HBCU campus, please email Cheryl or myself, excuse me, at the Afro Hair Science Gmail account so that we can do this, because it was just amazing. Because when we think about the interwovenness of the people and their contributions and their pride in it, I'm telling y'all, we really don't talk about this. Is like modern day history, like in your face. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, like we'll hear a story. Like I'm reading The Souls of Black Folk by W.E.B. Du Bois, right? And man, hey, I'm telling y'all, I ain't even trying to be funny, but if you blackity black, and you, especially if you're into like the social science or radical, whatever you want to call yourself. So I heard like two people say that if you haven't read this book, then you probably ain't really Black. And I'm only on like the 3rd chapter, and I'm just going to say it right now. They ain't never lied, because this event actually captures what he is talking about. That, what did he call it? The double consciousness. Yes. It's a double consciousness for Black people, African descending people who are in, let's just say, the what is this? The North America. What continent is this? North America. Okay, yeah. We're going to include all the islands, because people talk about they ain't got no bones. North America. Hell with that, y'all. All of the people who was brought to this side of the globe. We're talking Brazil, all of this, South America, North America, Canada, get all of it. Turks and Caicos, all the coconuts. That's what they call them in essence. The people in the island, they call them the coconuts. I'm just saying, y'all, for real though. It's a double consciousness. And this event, this documentary, Cheryl's dad, Dr. Willie Morrow, and Cheryl Morrow. Now, I'm just a benefactor of the situation, because I'm on the sideline like, damn, Gina, to connect the dot, because you're capturing in real time. Like, people always, we ain't never did nothing. Black people don't do. No, we got to stop saying that. And I ain't gonna lie. I know I was the biggest one. Like, niggas like, they like crabs in the bucket. I'm just talking about me. I ain't talking about nobody else. I'm not going to talk about nobody else. I was one of those Black people who chimed in on what we don't do, what we need to do, how come we can't, all this other bull fragger pagger knackle. That's the dumbest shit. That dumb stuff that I used to say. And it took a lot for me to come out of that for two reasons. One, I was real cocky in it. And the second reason, my money was tied to it. So ain't nothing funny when you're messing with my money. You know what I'm saying? So I really wasn't going to change the narrative because it was fueling my ignorance, and it was also feeding my family. But that's not good.
No.
And that's what I learned. That is what I learned. We got to
stop. What's wrong. Yeah, that's what's wrong with the wealth conversation and generational wealth conversation. It's based on something that we have to start from nothing, and we have to make it up as we go.
Wait a minute, Cheryl, before you go, how many people know what she's talking about? And I'm just talking about me. If you that generational wealth, that's the perfect. I didn't got out, I didn't forgot, but I was the Robert Kiyosaki, how you say his name? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know y'all bought them. Come on,
Think and Grow Rich. Yeah,
y'all know y'all read this stuff.
We are the wealth generators of the Western Hemisphere. Africa built Europe. And so if Black folks don't put nothing on their resume, all you have to do is put the United States. All you got to do is put America on your resume. All Africa got to do is put Europe on their resume. The proof is in the pudding at the end of the day. We're all here because of the sacrifice and the heavy lifting that 396 years of those people putting in, not just their labor, their consulting, their brilliance, their genius, their creativity, their innovation, their technology, their math, their science. They brought STEM with them. And so we have to stop trying to make it over. You cannot be, and I want y'all to understand, you cannot be involved in any way, collaboration, sophistication, cannot be involved in generational wealth of anything, trying to be seduced into being the first one to do something. Somebody's got to be the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth. You can't be always, and don't be seduced by those headlines. The first Black person to do this, the first Black person. No, your ancestors. Fact. Let me just say this, and I'm just gonna say this to the fact.
Say it. Come on.
How many Black folks that you know who's sleeping in their grandmama or granddaddy's house? So stop letting wealth coaches tell you you got to buy real estate. Don't you think that your ancestors thought of that? We have more homes of people we know that has got a house from their mother or a house from their daddy or a house from their grandmama or house. We actually have a thing in Black families that Black families argue about who gonna get the grandmama house. So don't let us tell each other we need to buy real estate. We did that. We have more homes in the 50s and 60s than we do now. So we have to not be seduced into letting that. I know it's an attractive conversation about what Black folks need to do, but it's not historically and chronologically true. And we have to speak the truth to each other. Okay, can we do better? Yeah. Can we do more? Yeah. But we're not starting from nothing, guys.
Yeah.
And the greatest generation has already did the heavy lifting.
And when you start out, when he, that second or third, chapter, he come out the gate. When we talk about 18, I don't even know this shit. I don't know. 18 is what, 90 something. He coming out the gate in 1890 something saying exactly what Shirley's saying today, almost verbatim, because everybody keeps talking about Booker T and W.E.B. Du Bois had this beef. Well, no, not really. They just had a different angle. One was saying, Booker T was like, hold up, before we start doing all this, let's get our shit together. And W.E.B. Du Bois was saying, hold on, wait a minute, Booker T, because as they coming out, we got to get ready to get them in. So, see, we got to stop Stop listening to this,
And we don't have to have an argument of ideology or philosophy, because
Right.
both can be true at the same time.
Come on, say it again, please, please. Pretty
Okay, we don't
please.
have to. And I know Du Bois, he wanted to have an educational, informational generation, and Booker T wanted to have more of a ownership land and ownership. I get it, but today, guess what? We are a product of. We're a product of both.
Both.
So let's get the air mentality and lead a hustle. You have more than we have. We are the generation, especially in how much the Gen Z Alpha generation, they complain. They are the heirs of every subsequent generation. They don't have to start over. And the Y2K natural new movement is a natural movement that happened. We started over, and guess what happened? We lost when you start over.
And let me just say this: when you watch this documentary, and if you just check out, I dropped a lot of pictures right here for our community of hair nerds. They're right here, only on the post though, okay? And if you look on our social media, you will see the picture, so you can see this stuff in real time. I really would no longer get into an argument, or even like, don't even sit in the room and have that conversation. If you do, you can sit there, but if you get an opportunity to speak, just say what Cheryl said. We are heirs and heiresses. We don't have to start over, and then move the conversation right along, because it's keeping us stuck. And I've heard Cheryl said, and I'm just talking about me, I'm not gonna talk about nobody else. I was like, she needs to shut that shit up sometimes. Like, Cheryl, I don't care. I'll be talking about it behind her back, but then I said to her face, and she'd be like, nah. Because we friends, we can do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying she always right and I'm always wrong, but let's just tell the truth is in the proof, okay? Or as my cousin would say, I'm telling the truth according to proof. And the proof is there, guys. So in real time, when you watch this documentary, it comes up. It's not like we laugh about. I'm not saying follow the drip. Y'all know all of that too. But for real, guys, this is an outstanding documentary. And Cheryl, I thank you so much, for being a part of it. Because it's just some things about us as a people, we don't give ourselves enough credit. And I think a lot of this does kind of fall, under the guise of the post-traumatic slave disorder, where Dr. Joy DeGruy talks about during that slavery, where if we were good, they sold us. And so we just thought, oh, master, us is, oh, she ugly. Oh no, she dumb as hell. And we would just do that. And she tells that story where they would say, oh, she took her son to a banquet. And they said, your son is so smart. And she said, oh, well, he just, that's just CJ. He out here. And she was like, she in all of her glory, she was doing the same thing. And that's what we're doing. We do. Let's just stop it. We don't have to start all over again. We have something to be proud of. And I think what happens is that people don't know, guys. So we can't beat up on, even when I beat up on myself, like I can laugh now, but some of it is still in me, but people just don't know. Like, here's something that people don't know. Here's a good one. Okay, you heard that music, had a little Jay-Z-esque, right? So this is Jay-Z's hair, right? And everybody, here we go. Everybody is clowning. They swearing up and down that them wicks wasn't his. He's starting all over. It's all he did. This is hair before a couple. I don't know when he just combed them out, y'all. Like, he ain't have to start all over. Y'all remember the natural hair move, the big chop? That's the epitome. I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh my goodness.
It was just shit like that. Why would y'all make them women cut all their hair off? The big chop, because y'all had them thinking that their hair was damaged. Why would you tell a person with locks that, oh, if you want to have your new hair, you got to cut your locks out? Cheryl just said Don't keep twisting. And if you look at his wigs or any locks, I mean dreads, the difference between them and the ones that you put your palm rolls, as Cheryl talked about that, it's them parting, the parting sections. And his hair is the epitome. And that's just a perfect example of we don't have to start over. If you guys on this platform can help us out, y'all see what that says back there on Cheryl, behind Cheryl's head? 400 years. Remember, she said that was a what? That was an apology, right, Cheryl?
Linktree wrote it as a testament because he knew that he wanted to put together a piece that could correct our navigation system. And our navigation system is our consciousness. See, thoughts and thinking are not really the same thing. He needed to correct our thoughts, where we land. The misuse of thinking creates bad thoughts. And so 400 Years Without a Comb is his apology of making anyone feel ashamed of their Blackness. But he also wanted to give you a historical account, a place to land, which is the plantation, and to make sure that every subsequent thing that we feel and what we say in our secular language, our colloquial language, cultural language, that it has roots. You are not the first to think of something. And if you are trying to be an heir or an heiress, you cannot be the first to do it. You have to be the continuum. Now, if you want to have a legendary continuum, and you can say, well, during Cheryl's tenure, within the story of the legacy was more powerful. It expanded it, scaled it. She did all of this. But at the end of the day, I don't care what you say. When you hear the name Chanel, you think of Coco. You do not think of Karl Lagerfeld.
No.
Karl Lagerfeld is just part of the legacy of Chanel. During his tenure, he was great. Unforgettable, iconic, no doubt about it. But you have to make sure that you're a part of some. You can't just always be the first. Because first is the hustle. Mr. Morrow pulled us up. He got us there. Okay, we give him his, but it's the ones who come after him that expanded and take it another 100 and 200 years. People who will never meet you. You can't get caught up in that. You just have to be who you are. And during your reign and your era, and while you have the helm, be legendary.
Yeah.
But the reason why you're there is the footsteps. But make your own footsteps, make your own impact. That's your job, not to hustle it and think of something new. No.
Yeah, yeah. And so that documentary, it really, set the tone, and it was a friendly reminder, and it just gives us a new and a different way. It might be new for some and different for others, a way to see ourselves, and to, as our parents would say, just carry on. You could take it to new heights. Yeah, you could take it to new heights. We're not saying that, but the conversation needs to change. So I just wanted to start off, with that, and just to really encourage all of us to stay, in that conversation, because tonight's topic, right here, on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel, we're really going to help you guys out in case you guys are new or you haven't been here in a while. This year, 2026, represents the year of solutions. And so every month we have a series where we're here to offer you guys some solutions. We're not here to sell you anything. Now, if you want to buy something, we ain't got no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? You want to buy some of Cheryl's stuff, but we're not here to do that, because y'all probably got enough stuff, in them cabinets that, the cows come home. So, but we are here to offer you guys some solutions, and it's all about summer hair care, and in the guise of a routine. What should you not be doing? And so, I got some little notes here to get this conversation, started. Now that y'all done got it, we got y'all from the weekend. That was absolutely fantabulous. So, Cheryl, let's start off with some solutions in summer hair care that we see now. Now, again, we now, of course, you can most certainly drop your comments in the chat. I was with my boss last night. As a matter of fact, got off the airplane. There she is. Y'all dropped them L's. We went shopping. I took her out we had a brunch in my neighborhood. It was like the bomb.com. I love my boss. We went to go see my granddaughter who wanted her read a book. That's what she said. Read a book. Read a book. So we're going to talk about some of the things that we see when it comes to your summer routine. And so, Cheryl, let's start off with seasonal hair care. You know, why is this important that we care for our hair differently as the seasons change? So we're going to start off with that, and then we're going to break them down. I got like 3 good talking points about this routine thing. Okay, so why should we have a routine, different seasons, things, and so on and so forth?
My preference is that, you know, I talk about water. The water and the seasons are different. And so one of my pet peeves about summer is how much more we use water as compared to the winter months or colder months or other environments. And so water also includes chlorine in the summer because more kids swim when they're at the beach, and there's a lot of salt water in, you know what I mean, salt in ocean. And so then somehow we decide to go on vacation. And so we're in different environments, right? And so I pay attention to water. And that's why, and all of the natural elements, such as air and the humidity, is different. And so if you know that, in my opinion, you can probably plan in the spring, right? In the spring, plan your summer do. Like go to the salon, go see Ladosha and say, I want a summer plan.
Okay, how many people out here got a summer plan? Come on, y'all. Do you have a summer plan? Cheryl, like y'all gotta have a summer plan. We're here to offer you guys some solution. So Cheryl, let's see. How many people got a summer plan?
Yeah. How many of you, because of course, if you guys use the same amount of product I would probably say in the colder months, that should probably change in hotter climates. Because one of the things is that I like to reduce the oil usage in the warmer months. Also, you have to be applying, and because you have to also change your skin routine in the summer. So you would definitely have to change your scalp and your hair regimen, how often you wash and things of that nature. That's what makes a hairstylist extremely important. If the consultation has to change, I think you guys should do consultation twice a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
September, right? Your time is more compromised. So children and your, hairdo should be planned for, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Because and I don't care, no matter what people say, and in all climates, it is colder than it is hotter. It stays colder on the planet longer than it stays hot.
Yeah. People act like that. We say that in Cleveland all the time. Oh, it's hot. Stop complaining, because it's colder here than it is warm. Now we gotta give them because they're chiming in and said, "Dang, I never did a summer plan. I never really thought about it." What are some of the obvious consequences of not having that plan, and some of the obvious consequences of using more oil on the hair? When it's hotter outside. And then we're gonna move on to a little bit, get some more details, so y'all we can really get y'all with some good solutions.
Well, scalp issues is one of your the issues, and you're outside, you're exposed to the sun more. The sun is the earth is tilted towards the sun, so that's why it gets warmer, right? And so at that point, if you are not paying attention to your skin. If your skin is more oilier, and if you sweat more, it also that has something to do with your scalp. So you don't really want excess. And let me just say this, I don't know why it's not so obvious that you should have a different game plan for your hair, because you do have a different game plan. I think people who wear makeup have a different makeup regimen. I mean, is that
They
true?
do. They go darker, and I didn't know that till my makeup person, my Mary Kay person, said you can't be wearing the same foundation in the winter that you do in the summer. And my dumb ass up here like, why not? And she was like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm that's my stupid part. I got blonde in my hair. It didn't dawn on me. Well, hell, you're darker in the summer. So I was like, this makeup ain't working. She said, Ladosha, you're using the same makeup that you do. You can't do that. And this is why we're here, to offer you guys some simple solutions that you just may not think of. But I think one of the bigger challenges is when you don't have the plan, is that you will do what I did. You will spend more money. And let me tell you, they don't want you guys to have these solutions. They want you to fall, for the hype of buying more and more and more hair care products, when in fact you may have what you need. Like Cheryl said, it's just a matter of you switching it around. But if you don't know what to do with all the stuff in your cabinet, don't worry about it, because when we come back next week for part 2, we're going to talk about your cabinet is not a plan. And why you may not need to be turning to that. And we just gave you a hint, because if it looks like that, ain't no plan in that, okay? So we're going to help you guys out, because the dumbest shit that people say about black hair is that you need to have a wardrobe, like this plethora, like a mini beauty supply store in your cabinet. And so we're going to get a little bit more into details when we come back next Monday, so we can really rock you guys out with this. So next summer, you will be ready, because again, 2026 is the year of solutions. So I think that's one of the offsets if you don't have a plan. What about using too much oil? What about this extra oil? Because man, how many people have seen those videos when I tell you they squeeze in that oil? I don't care if it's Botana. They love Jamaican. Well, first it was coconut oil. Now it ain't coconut oil. Then it was Jamaican castor oil. You remember that craze, right? No. Wait. Let me back up. It was coconut. It was EVO. Y'all remember these? Y'all remember these? The extra virgin olive oil, right? Then came the black Jamaican castor oil, and now we're on to Botana oil. And still, because if all of these things worked, why don't people have their hair? Why do we keep coming up with more and more hair growth oil? So help everybody understand this solution, again, when it comes in the summer, why they really shouldn't use more oil in the summertime on their hair.
You shouldn't increase anything in warm months. And I know that it goes against logic.
Sunbathing. I know y'all out here. Y'all be out here trying to get that with that copper tone tan, like y'all, I see y'all out there.
Right. And because that goes against conventional wisdom, is that, I know most people who, I think we were having this conversation maybe about last year, when one woman said, no, it was during hair pressing. And she says when people say their hair holds heat.
Oh yeah.
When they say that their hair holds heat. And so the conventional wisdom is that more heat makes things spread and makes things thin out. But at the end of the day, more oil means that you guys are going to use more water, because you're going to have an excuse to wash it out. Okay. And so those there's even seasonal myths. Like in the summer months, my hair grows, in the winter months, it falls out.
Yeah, I will never forget. I went to a class. I'm gonna say the company. I'm gonna go on and say Influence. And this is the only reason why I like Influence. It is a good product. I'm not gonna hate, but their education sucked. And if influence, we love to have you guys come on the podcast. I would love to have you guys come on the podcast. If you know someone who works for influence, have them come on, because I don't know if the company themselves are pushing this or did the educator just decide to say this on her own. But I sat in a class where she told people that in the fall, your hair comes out more. And I was like, why are you telling people that? Like, if that was the case, then wow, it would see a lot less hair. But I don't know. Maybe she knows something we don't. But it's just stuff like that that's very dangerous. I have some videos here. They help move this along. Now, this one here, I'm gonna fall this one under the guise of people with this humidity and the sweating. Okay.
Yeah.
So this one here is a company who is promoting these products that's going to help with the moisture, because that's the thing. People want moist hair and they don't want it dry and crunchy. So I think this company is called Ladosha. You actually sent this to me. So this one is about humidity and how can you get this moisture and the summer solutions of the routine to keep this hair moist. This is what she's suggesting. Here we go.
Here's the question. Do you have low porosity hair, or is the routine that you're using creating low porosity conditions that change the way that your hair behaves when it's exposed to water? Let me explain what's happening. I'm seeing a lot of people shampoo and then follow the moisturizing shampoo with a daily conditioner, and then following up the daily conditioner with a deep conditioner, then following up the deep conditioner with a leave-in conditioner, and then using a styler. By the time you get to the styler, the product is just sitting on top of the hair. 9 times out of 10, your hair's porosity is probably normal. If you've used 5 layers of conditioner, you're going to affect the way that your hair behaves in the presence of stylers. It's all good. We're not going back there. It's in the past. This is what we're going to do from now on. Let's flip it. We're going to start triple cleansing and single conditioning. Shampoo 3 times. Get everything off of the hair. And then you pick a conditioner. So that can be your daily conditioner, which should be more lightweight, easy in, easy out. Or you can do your deep conditioner. You're not going to leave it in more than 5 minutes. I said no more than 5 minutes. That layer of product being baked onto that cuticle is creating that waxy feeling. When you're applying a gel or a mousse or a styler, you'll notice more swelling and frizz.
All right. Now, before we dissect this, okay, I'm going to say 2 things. Get your questions ready. We are here. We're going to offer you some solutions with whatever you have. We are not here to sell you anything, because I know y'all got some shit in that closet, okay, in that cabinet. Please don't go buy no more stuff, okay? That's number 1. And then just overarching, I just want to say this. Notice that she had her hair in 2 nice, tight, neat ponytails. But she's telling y'all to flip the script that they promoted this stuff. This is what I'm talking about. We just starting all over again. You know, we have no history. Y'all hear me banging on this table? This woman said, you're shampooing your hair, you're conditioning your hair, you're using a leave-in, using a deep conditioner, and then you're coming back with a styling agent. I told y'all, when we grew up, we shampooed, we conditioned, and we styled it. That was it. Now here they go. She gonna start back all over again. Did y'all hear what she said? She said, just shampoo it 3 times, use a daily conditioner or leave-in conditioner, but don't let it sit beyond 5 minutes, and then you put your product on. You see how this is why I said it once, I'm gonna say it again. That's some dumb shit. All of it, number 1. I'm gonna tell you why that's dumb shit. And then number 2, Shore just said, don't start all over. Y'all, I still cannot believe how Black women fell for this shit. How did they convince y'all to buy all this shit for one hairstyle? And I must keep saying, because that's the dumbest shit that people say about Black hair. How did y'all
let me tell you how they fell for it. Okay. The reason why they fell for it, okay, right, is because when you were just using Jergens lotion and some spit and some water and put your hair up, that's where your mother did your hair, right? You shampooed it, you put, wait a minute, in the conditioner, was halfway washed out because that was going to serve as the shit they was going to do your hair with. Okay. Now, the reason why they fell for it, because nobody told your mother to do that. That was common sense. And that was passed down through maybe another parent or somebody else, an auntie or somebody else. What is missing? What was the sign in that video? She is a product company telling them to use product. So what we got was, we now have the hair companies that want you to buy more product serving as the educators at the same time. That's how that happened. Because beauty education, product education was exclusive to hairstylists. They never had product companies' sales message and usage message and marketing messages were only for professionals.
And the dumbest shit that people say about Black hair care are hair care people. Those people who sell these, and they're trying to teach you guys how to do your hair. That's the dumbest shit.
We'll put it this way. How many pills do y'all have in y'all house? How many?
Let's pause. How many different pills do you guys, and not prescription, right? Sure, you just over the counter, correct?
How many prescription pills do y'all have in your house?
Okay, let's give it a few seconds while you guys are answering the question. We're going to keep this moving, guys. Answer the question. How many prescription pills do you have in your house? And we're going to make a connection between all these steps to have moisturized hair. How many prescription pills do you got? What's up, my Canadian babe? How many prescription pills do you have in your house, so we can get this conversation a little bit more deep? But in the meantime, Gaye and Sandra is saying now is a good time to do this. Pampa me on, pampa me on. Yada. All right. Let's see. So
how many do you have?
I don't have any. Well, I take that back. Because I had my tooth. So I would say I had two. Because I had one for the, make sure you don't get an infection, and then I had a pain pill. So I had two.
The pain pill and the antibiotic.
Okay. Antibiotics. There you go. Okay, so we have in the chat. Let's see. We did get some responses. So let's see. Some people said one, and then some people said none. Okay, there you go. So 0, 1, and 2.
All right. So you know why you have no more than 2?
Why?
Because the federal government limit pharmaceutical companies going direct to consumer.
Ow! Let me drop the bomb.
Okay.
Let me drop the bomb. Hold on. Wait a minute, Cheryl. Let me drop the bomb on that. The federal government. The federal government. Y'all know. What's his name? I can't stand his voice. Yeah, them people.
Okay, now.
They stopped them pharmaceutical companies. Go ahead.
Yeah, because there's over-the-counter, and then there's prescription, which means that you have a professional that is the middleman. They disperse what you should have and what you should not have. And it's only based on conditions and disorders. So my point is, no, the hair care companies themselves, the makers of product, the hair care companies themselves, they date the social media. They don't hold a TV. Some of them do, depending on if they're L'Oreal or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, there is a savior and a gatekeeper and a firewall between you and prescriptions of what you, and it modulates and it polices how much you are exposed to prescription drugs. because you guys are so addicted to product this, oil that, conditioner this, LOC this, that, this, and that. The professional has tried to help you police your buying habits so you guys will stop feeding the machine that just keeps saying, because the maintenance aisle is one of the most dangerous aisles to any consumer, because they are expecting you to choose the right product, but there is no such thing as a right product. They just letting you make the decision, and then you end up with $250 worth of product in your bathroom.
And let me just say,
don't know how to use it.
Right. And so to answer the question,
Hey, Francine, what's up?
She said, how you teaching now? You know, we work in the beauty industry. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and a salon owner actively. You know, I got appointments tomorrow. Cheryl is retired. She's also the heiress of the California Curl Empire. These are great questions. This is how we're able to do it, because we see this. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a video now that somebody gave me some products, and at the end, I actually say this, that is a product that we would tell you guys not to buy. And I'm going to break down why you can't buy these things, because at the end of the day, you just don't need all of this stuff. And even though I'm a cosmetologist, Cheryl, she's an heiress, she's a retired cosmetologist, still actively in the business. We do have other, here's a barber stylist in the chat. That's right. Real Roots, who has a podcast here that's rocking out every Sunday. I think Eleanor, she does some great work as well. Okay. And then we're going to keep going. Here she go. Here we go. She started with the porosity, and she, listen, this is why we're as a routine / solution, that's some dangerous stuff she's talking that if you do this, it's going to make your hair become less porous. And then she said, but if you flip the script so that your hair won't have low porosity. I'm sorry, I said less. Low porosity. All right. If you flip the script and shampoo and condition or deep condition, leaving it in there for 5 minutes, what's 5 minutes got to do with anything?
Let me ask you guys a question, because you know I like to be logical.
And when you get that, then come back to because I want y'all to get this whole
right. I'm gonna get you guys on point. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Have you guys ever seen moisture?
As a matter of fact, hold on, wait a minute, Cheryl. I got a video that says we have seen moisture. Okay. Here it is. Right here.
Baby! If your hair is rejecting water like this, don't worry. It's not broken. It's just blocking its blessing. Save this right now, because if your hair does this, you need this routine. If water is sitting on top of your hair instead of soaking in, that means your cuticle is tight, compact, closed for a business. And anything you put on top, just sitting there, not penetrating, not doing nothing. Step 1, we need to break that barrier. I'm going in with the Living Proof Clarifying Detox Shampoo. And baby, I clarified twice. And you can keep going until your hair actually starts accepting water. Massage it in, really work it through. Because if it's not lathering at first, that's buildup fighting for its life. Step 2, you need to follow up with the hydrating shampoo. I use the Pattern Hydrating Shampoo, and this is where your hair should start feeling soft again. And yes, I'm brushing it through, because anytime you brush product through your hair, you're forcing it deeper into the cuticle. We are not just glazing the surface anymore. Step 3, go in with the hair mask. And no, not a quick conditioner. You want something rich, something that can sit and penetrate. Look for ingredients like glycerin and humectants, because those actually pull moisture into the hair. And this is when your hair finally starts accepting moisture. Defined, hydrated, and behaving. But you'll notice her hair is still breathing, because we can't fix low porosity in just one day. This is a routine you need to repeat weekly or even multiple times a week, depending on your hair. Save this for later.
Oh my God.
You know, when I see stuff like that, y'all, I say, nigga. 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 Just stop it, Judy. Just cut it out.
Okay,
What?
so
that's moisture. That's what people
you cannot see moisture. First of all, you cannot see it. Let me prove it. Let me prove it. Y'all go outside. Y'all go outside, right?
I have a picture. Cheryl, I have a picture. I got a picture, a before and an after. So you're gonna have to explain because below.
Right.
I'm gonna leave that up so you can talk, and I'm gonna leave your
Okay.
comment up, Eleanor.
No, that's absolutely. Okay. Water is a form. Water is a visible form. It's a liquid form, but you have not seen moisture, and I can prove it. When you get, y'all little silk outs, your little silk press, or your press and curl, and when you guys say, I was on the ship, and I was just praying that my silk press wouldn't frizz and puff up. Did you guys see what puffed it up? Have you ever seen what puffs it up? You never seen it. It just started puffing up, but you haven't seen what puffs it up. That is what we call moisture in the air. What's another word for moisture in the air? You guys use it all the time. What other word? Have you guys ever seen humidity? You've never seen it. Just a word.
I can feel it. It's a moist. Let me say it like they said in Throw Mama from the Train. It was so dry.
So and only when moisture gets a little larger, what is it called? When moisture gets a little, starts taking over and you start seeing it. What does it look like? Fog. That's when it gets a little denser. And then once it gets a little larger, it's called steam. You guys see it in the morning as it's a little heavier. It's called dew.
Dew.
Right. And then once it starts moving and gets a little heavier, it's called water. Right. And then when it gets a little heavier, and then it loses all its energy and it gets its most dense, what is it called?
Ice.
Right? Then it goes back the other way. You start seeing clouds is what? A form of water. That's water. Right? But when you get in it, you can't see it. And so one of the things that it bothers me when they talk about moisture and they say you see the moisture going in. No, you don't. You just see water. But one of the things that is dangerous about talking to consumers like this.
Can I just, I gotta interrupt. I got you. I'm sorry, y'all. This chat is on fire. We love y'all. We love y'all. We love y'all. But this picture here, you not gonna convince me. Okay.
Now, what is the difference between the two pictures, though? What's happening?
Low porosity is on the bottom, and it's refusing. She just said it's coated.
All hair. All hair, ladies and gentlemen. All hair is water hating.
So how do you describe? So you're gonna tell me that the hair up top is not sucking in that water?
No. That is when you have that's called saturation. Because you have to remember, if you were to take a coil and tell a droplet and put a droplet at the top, how long would it take for it to get to the bottom? You'd have to go around one time, round and around and around and around until they got to the bottom, right? When you put a black person head in the bowl, the water is not going to saturate the same way as a recessive hair type called straight hair. Because you have the coils in the hair, they don't roll down the same way as a water droplet falls on straight hair. You guys got to stop. It's an optical illusion. It's not, don't make an industry out of the way Afro hair grows and then all of a sudden going to take the top, because at the end of the day, what has happened to the top photo? It has so much saturation and it's called weight. It has fallen to weight.
You a lie. You a lie. You are a liar. And I'm gonna tell you how you lie. I'm gonna tell you to your face. I'm gonna tell you. Hold on, wait. I'm about to tell Cheryl how she lying. I'm gonna tell you how I know the top part of her hair is moisturized because she let the conditioner sit for just 5. I'm sorry. She let the deep conditioner sit for 5 minutes, Miss Hair Oracle.
Now,
okay.
Check this out.
So now you
what's
know.
That's
why her hair look like
what's
that.
the difference? I know, but what's the difference? Because it's only an optical illusion with what you're looking at.
It's
because
deep. It's going deep. The conditioner is going deep. You can see it.
No. Because as soon as she put a towel to that shit and she let that shit sit out there and dry that shit up, the water's gonna evaporate and your shit gonna be looking like the bottom photo.
But if she used the LOC method, she would be able to lock in the moisture and her curls, her
you can't
oils,
lock in the moisture because the hair does not accept water.
Lotion, oil, conditioner. Okay, boo.
And what's nothing? Wait a minute. If the water ain't going in, and I just told you, if hair is water hydrophobic, what the hell do you think with a bigger molecule is still going to be phobic? If water can't go in, it's already designed to not have water go in.
So you want? I notice how you're trying to skirting around. See, I'm getting her, y'all. She thinks she's getting out on me, but you skirting around that the conditioner did sit. See, it's set for 5 minutes, and then it was able to.
Yeah, but it sat on. It didn't go
it went
in.
deep.
You keep saying it's
called
sitting
deep because it's called deep. It went deep.
No.
How many of y'all? Okay, wait. How many people believe that?
Well, let me ask you. We can squash this right now. If it was deep, why do you guys still rinse it off?
Okay, wait a minute. We let some answers come through. How many people believe that conditioners really do go deep? Okay, because we just getting it. We getting into it, y'all. We got two more talking points. We doing real good. How many people in the chat believe that top picture? She let that conditioner sit, that mask sit. It was a deep mask conditioner or a deep conditioner. How many people believe that deep conditioner improved the porosity of her hair and it made her hair be able to be more moisturized? Okay, so let's see what people are saying, and we're here to help you guys out because I try to give a good argument, but it wasn't working. It wasn't coming through. Look at Eleanor. She said, I think I know better, but I won't answer. Okay, here we go. We got one. Yes, I used to believe that deep conditioners were actually I know I did. Okay. Y'all scared. Why y'all scared? We here to help y'all. Okay. So for the most part, we just going to go ahead and say, yep, we do believe that conditioners go deep.
Let me just say this. When a coil is under weight or stress, what does it begin to appear like? When you take a coil, you stretch it out because it's under stress of the weight of the water, because it's now saturated. That coil turns into a wave. What does the front of that girl's hair look like?
You talking about up here in the front, her hairline?
It looks wavy. That's a coiled hair strand under the stress and weight of water.
With the conditioner.
Now, if something goes in deep, then that means that it is what? The water can't get to it. But you rinse out all the conditioner that you put in it. The shit ain't went nowhere. Because if water, you cannot fix a porosity problem in with anything that does not have an active. You cannot, because the hair has no way because it's hydrophobic. It's a corny, keratin, water repelling hair. It's like a deer antlers. It's like whiskers. They don't break. Water can't break down hair. That's why they use them to capture oil in an oil spill.
And now you're gonna try to say our hair like dogs. Ain't that something?
I'm just saying, hair is a perfect barrier because it doesn't absorb anything.
And can I just say this? Let me just jump in. If they for real, y'all, I was playing messy boots, all right, because free, that's my other BFF. She said she did. She said she thought they worked, but after listening to that, she said I don't know about that now. I would just say this:
especially when product companies are telling you this, there's no scientist telling you this because it's not scientifically what is happening. And I'm not saying that you can't lubricate and you can't use humectants and surfactants. I'm just letting you know that you're never getting to the cortex. You're never getting there unless you
even when
you have to have
wait a minute. Eleanor said, hold up, wait a minute. Let me see some conditioner in it. She said, now, did you just say hair is the perfect barrier? And we want to know.
It works better than sandbags. It works better than sandbags.
It's the perfect barrier to what?
It's a perfect barrier because hair is hydrophobic, doesn't let any moisture in, it doesn't breathe. It's just a barrier. The cuticle is there to protect what is the inside of the cortex and medulla. You ain't getting no natural water is not going through that. It is hydrophobic. Your skin is hydrophobic.
And now let me jump in. Y'all remember that? Get ready, jump in and double dutch. All right. So here we go. If hair really did absorb a conditioner, a protein, a bond, if it really did, and it could get to the cortex and down to the medulla, your ass would be drowned. The minute you wouldn't survive a shower. You would just drown because can you imagine
the hair would disintegrate? The hair is the last part of the body's compost going back to the earth.
Right. I mean, you could just
it's even hard to burn.
I'm not even trying to be macabre or anything, but when they find those divers, like if they find a dead body that's been like old and the skull, y'all know would still be there. Hair, for real. I ain't lying. And if you seen a dead body like decompose, and people be like, your hair still grow when you die. No, you shrinking. All that embalming fluid is starting to draw up. So the hair that's underneath, it's like stretching out, but it's not really growing. But this is how they tricking y'all. Like Sure said, it's an illusion. So your hair is really just wet. It's saturated. It's saturated. It's like a pair of pants. If I put some water, you're like, oh, it's like a towel. The towel absorbs it. No, the towel is wet. It holds the water. And when you squeeze it, that's the water coming out off the towel.
And to prove your point, what hair is lighter and what hair is darker?
What do you mean?
Which black of those pictures, which hair is darker, which hair is lighter?
Oh, the picture on the bottom, the hair appears lighter, and the picture on top appears darker.
Okay, because once hair is saturated as a master colorist, wet hair is going to appear darker than it actually is.
And we tell people when we're coloring their hair, they're like, oh, it's too dark. I asked for blonde. It's looking, oh my gosh, it's turning brown. We're like, calm down. So what we do now when we do consultations, we actually tell people when we put the color on your hair, it is going to appear, it is going to look darker. But when we wash it off, but we have to dry it even when it's wet. How your hair looks wet is not how your hair looks dry. How your color hair looks when it's curly is not how it looks when it's straightened. So people will bring in a picture of this very colorful afro, and they will say, that's AI now. It is AI, because if I wet my hair and wear it natural, it won't look like this. So these are scientific facts.
You have an optical illusion. The
Right.
hair, that black looks off black. The hair up there looks black.
Yeah.
Okay. So at the end of the day, most black people are just dark brown.
Mm-hmm.
They're just very dark brown. I'm just light brown. But my point here is, you see the difference in optical illusion. And so the hair at the bottom is lighter and it's afro.
Right. And they're tricking you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry for cutting the hair, Oracle. Eleanor, don't get me, please. I'm sorry, Eleanor. I told you about cutting Cheryl off. I'm sorry, Eleanor, but I just want to get this one thing in. The term low porosity is just another word for dirty ass motherfucker plucking hair. Okay? The bottom hair is just dirty. And when she cleaned it, it looked better. I'm doing a whole series right now on our YouTube shorts. I have a lady who came in. She was told her hair was thin, all this other cockamamie stuff. Don't judge hair when it is dirty. Her hair does not have low porosity. The picture, she just said it. She said she had all this buildup on the hair. She washed it 3 times. That's not low porosity hair. That is dirty hair.
Let me just say this. Y'all, if anybody has had grandchildren, nieces, nephews, or even their own children, how do a baby come out with low porosity hair? Because that baby hair, that shit don't be, man, that shit don't suck up nothing. You would think that you'd be putting that little cute stuff on that baby hair. That little 2-year-old better get that baby hair, man, that shit don't react to nothing. So how the baby hair is natural as it can be. Can't get no more natural than the natural baby. That baby starts getting that, it's hair, that shit, it be dry. Is same thing. No matter what the texture is.
All right. I think this video here, I believe this is the one where she wants to get coils. Let me make sure I got this one right. Hold on, let me see. Here we go.
Here is a visual difference of high porosity versus low porosity. High porosity hair gets wet immediately, and as soon as it's no longer in contact with water, it's going to start to dry as if you've never wet it. Low porosity strands has a tight cuticle, meaning when it's in contact with water, it starts to repel it, so you will see water beads form on top of the hair.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. When did we start saying tight cuticles? Did anybody? There is no such thing as no tight cuticles. Like, for natural hair lingo to be so natural, y'all love to use chemical conversation, or you always teetering on these real chemical alteration. You know, your lingo is very unnatural. How did tight cuticles, like what? That is like so unscientific. Like, how do we know? Have you seen loose cuticles? Have you seen loose cuticles? Ladosha? Ladosha.
I said that over and over and over and over again. I don't ask. How do y'all fall for it? I mean, we never use this language ever, because here's a video of what they're trying to make happen. Let me share my screen. Hold on, I had to pull it up. Now I'm gonna share my screen, okay? And this one is a video here, Cheryl, on you know, how you can get some curls. Let me just play it. All right. I think you guys can see it.
You playing it?
Okay. I'm trying to play it. Let's see.
It ain't playing.
All right, let me try it again. Let me see if I can play it again. Add to stage. There it is.
Oh, here it comes.
All right, let me let it play so they can see. All right. Let me play it one more time. Okay. There we go. Now we got it. All right. So that is where people are going. Okay. They want to make this hair do this. Now, here are some, I did take some pictures. I kind of froze it and I hit it. Here's what they're going for. They're going to take this hair, right, Cheryl? They're going to put all the custard or, you know, leave-in conditioner, and they're going to stretch it, right? You see that? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then when they get finished, they want the hair to look like this.
They want it to look look like white folks. They want it to look like Yaki. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. So wait, we got Monday is hold on, wait a minute. Monday is the trivia, right? We know Monday is our trivia night. Let me get a little trivia logo right quick. So it's Monday night trivia. And I actually do have a trivia question for you guys. I hope I can find it. It let me do. Oh, here it is. Is this the widget? Is it over here? Okay, here we go. Let me show it. I'm getting fly now. Here it goes. All right. What is wrong with those images of that curly hair? All right. Here is the trick. I hope they can actually see it. Let me show one picture again.
Or the hair don't look
okay
real.
Here we go. All right, which one is the answer? Okay, here's the picture again. There's the coil or the curl, whichever one you want to call it. What could the answer be? All right, it's not coiled enough. All right, or the curls just don't look real. All right, now let's see. Sure, what do you think? Any thoughts about these images?
There are some people whose hair like that, but they're not of African descent, and that's not their. That's that, and that is AI.
Come through! I was hoping you would say that.
That's
and
AI.
This is why this is a company. Do y'all see that at the bottom? It says shop. These routines
they're selling you something. Because one of the things I want you guys to understand. Now check this out. Let me tell you what high definition is. That what you guys been trying to do. Let's say we fly over, right? And we're flying over a forest. A dense floor of forest is like an afro. Every hair in one follicle. You guys want to take, let's say, out of 100 strands, y'all want to take 25, 25, 25, 25, and you want all those 25 to gather up together. That's what you guys keep calling high definition. And then when you let all of the hair stand alone, you call that frizz and an afro. The curls that is in this picture are what we call ringlets. Those are ringlets. Those used to be Shirley Temple curls. Those are ringlets. Everybody's hair does not do that, especially when you have an afro texture. When you guys have one hair, one follicle, and they all standing up on their own, right? You guys call that frizz. When they are glued together and then you guys want to peel them apart, but in groups, that's what you guys call a ringlet. That is what that hair is. That's not all her hairs combed out standing on their own. Because if they were, you guys wouldn't like it, and you guys would call that a fro. So you guys have to understand what Jay-Z is wearing there is every hair standing on its own. That's called an afro. But if he were to ringlet, you have to gather 10 hairs, and then you guys want this ringlet. That is not a natural feature of being of African descent. So stop it. Right. That is what we call a hair. That's a hair manipulation. That is not product. Does not do that naturally. You guys, that's why them twist out, some things that y'all be getting on social media, some things don't last because that's not what hair does. That's not a natural thing.
It doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. Now here's what's contributing to the mix up on the routines, because people will say
we have breaking news. I just want to let you guys say no, we have breaking news on the internet. We got breaking news. I just want to let you guys know. I don't know if you guys can see this. But Randy Watson has officially said that he will not be Randy Watson of Coming to America, Sexual Chocolate. Randy Watson, Sexual Chocolate, pulls out of the President Trump's Freedom 250 concert. He said he has devoted his life to being sexy and soulful performances, and the Trump campaign has none of that. And the Trump campaign has not commented. I just want to let you know that Randy Watson has
Sexual chocolate. All right, let's give it up for sexual chocolate. One last point. We got 6 minutes and then we're to hook up out of here. All right. Okay. So, and I agree with you. Not only is it AI, but I'm going to say the same thing, that those were probably not the same people. But we just want you guys, when you're creating your summer routine, we've given you guys a lot of tips of what to look out for. And you got to just watch out. Just watch out, because she just pointed out that that probably was not the same person. And it was AI. I'm so glad you saw that, Cheryl. Here's the last point. So what's contributing to all of this confusion where you can't get on your routine and you want your hair to do these things? I'm going to blame it on the continued use of this curl typing system. If you are still using this language, if you find yourself struggling trying to get out of that language, just stop. Just let it go. These are what Cheryl just said. They're called perceptions. There's no science behind this. I think their hearts were in the right place. I get it. But there's no unified 2A. There's no unified 3A. There's no unified 4A. It's the optical. It's an illusion. It's the perception, and it's a money grab. Cheryl, talk about how perception is really getting people out of the routine of what the fabric calls for, and then close it out with what is a routine for this hair.
Well, my whole thing is that, well, let me just say this. One of the things that we are going to do with the Willie Morrow Afro Hair Science Academy is that we're going to replace the language. We're not going to give you, say something is bad or wrong without replacing it with something. What we are going to be doing, so we're coming out with our own poster, so you guys can have a way to converse with your customers or converse with yourselves, converse with your children, and converse with your other sister friends, and be able to have this conversation in something that is more real. Okay, so we do have a hair typing or something that's more scientific in a poster that you guys can have, and you guys can have them at your house, so you guys practice your language, take out that bad language, and to get something that is scientific. And so we can create this new way of conversing. But make sure that you guys understand, I do believe, I am of the opinion and professional opinion of Ladosha, is that the best hair care starts with a clean palette. And so, but how do we wash our hair? How do we prepare our hair for styling? And how those two things going to make our hair healthy? We make hair healthy. We don't do things to make hair last. And I want you guys to make sure that the process of enjoying your hair, that it's soft and that it's clean, that will make you guys get out of the lasting and to get into the practicing, and to make sure that it leads to great, soft, wonderful results, no matter how you guys want to texture transition. You guys should be able to style transition. But those two things is cleansing and prep. Cleansing and prep. And so,
and if you're and in between cleansing and prepping, my granddaughter has a little small suggestion for you guys. I have a picture in between cleansing and prepping. I just got to show. It was so cute. Here she is. This is my grand poobah. Eat some watermelon. Get out of that hair. Get out of the house. Go have fun. Let the hair do what it's going to do. You talk about how your hair won't revert. Come on, guys. Have a little watermelon. Have a little fun, because you're making this too hard to keep that hair from, swelling up in the summertime. Don't go out in the sun. I'm not going to be outside. She just took you on a transition of all the things that can affect hair. So I'm just gonna, because people ask this all the time, like, how come your hair doesn't revert? I don't care how you press this hair, how much grease or anti-humectant or what they call those things, anti-defrisant that you put on your hair. Once you get into like the 80 up with a lot of humidity, listen, y'all, it ain't gonna work. Okay, so stay in the house. Stay in the AC. If you're going to be out on the beach, get your little sunbathe or whatever. Don't stay too long, especially if you don't have a chemical on it, because this will swell. This will, what you call revert. So that's just the reality.
Because it's biological matter.
Yeah, people
it's going to grab a hold of another biological matter called air and water that's in the air.
Yeah. Right.
Absolutely.
Right. My hair does not want to be this way. It wants to be curly. So whether I sweat, whether I'm out in the whatever, under 80, like 75, 74, 78, you're going to be all right. You can walk to the grocery store. You can even go for a nice brisk walk. If you're not, profusely sweating, you can walk on a treadmill, but once you hit a hard, Tybo, remember Tybo, Billy Blanks, okay? You start working out like that, they don't know about Billy Blanks. Y'all don't know about Billy Blanks, okay? And you out there getting it in, doing some of that, what's that, Zumba? And no, it's not going to last. So that's the last tip when it comes to keeping that hair straight. Make sure you use a lot of heat. Press it out. What do I press my hair out with? Hair grease. We got some other cool stuff. I do use Cheryl's cream, oil to cream, before I blow dry the hair. I have my product that I use as an anti-defrisant just to help with the glide on the flat arm. So I play around, go back and forth, but just keep it simple, guys. But for the most part, if it ain't no grease, it ain't gonna happen. I tell you that much. All right. So I think we have done a really, really good job. Your perception more than anything has you guys falling for the okie doke. Don't judge the hair while it's dirty. Cheryl just said, start off with the clean. If you go to a consultation, if you're watching anything on social media and they got that scope or that hair is dirty and they start talking all about the hair is dry, just Now, if you clean the hair and it still does that, well, then you can give Shirley and I a call. But we promise you, if you start off with that clean hair, you ain't going to have no problems. And I think Eleanor put in the chat, if it grows from your scalp, it's natural. I don't care what you do to it, whether you color it, whether you braid it, I don't care. It's natural. So you guys have fun. Keep your routine simple. She said, clean it and style it, and that's it. Plain and simple. Nothing more, nothing less. Keep that water out of it too much.
And even if you need to come back to the salon, say you need a practice, lesson. The salon is more than just to get a hairstyle. You can come and practice. I can, come on now. It's there. So I do what? Okay, you do this, boom, and you practice. Even if sometimes just make an appointment for your everyday needs. You don't necessarily have to be getting your hair done. The salon is there to educate just as much.
We teach you, teach your kids. Mom and dad, back in the day, they got it right. Just keep it simple, have a lot of fun. And don't forget, I know what y'all said. I know, but what am I going to do with all of these products that I just spent all this money on? I got some for my son, my husband. I even got some shit for the dog. They got dog hair care products out here. Yeah, Paul Mitchell got a whole line of products for dog hair. So we get it. You guys have all of this stuff. So we're letting you guys know your cabinet is not a plan. We started you off with that. They will be back here Thursday. It's going to be the first Thursday of the month. And guess who's going to be here? Auntie Dr. Joy. And we're going to talk about why bowel movements matter. Remember, the first question we're going to ask on Thursday, she said, is how long does it take you to boo? That is going to be the trivia coming up on Thursday. Bowel movements matter with Auntie Dr. Joy. She's the official resident and wellness expert here on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel. And last but not least, there's a class coming up in Detroit. I think it's in a couple of weeks, June 15th on a Monday. Okay. You can go to this class and just, it's a look and learn everything you want to know about, getting yourself ready to print media, all this other good stuff, from makeup, how to choose a model, you name it, they got you guys covered. It's only $150. That's not a lot of money if you want to elevate your level of getting involved into the beauty industry and seeing your stuff in print. There is a way that it has to be done. You cannot just take a picture with your phone. Okay, it's a little bit more than that. And so George Stringer out of Detroit can help you guys with that. Don't forget to check out Cheryl's Substack article, Curls, the True Science of Beauty and Why. Okay, it's a great Substack article for all my hair nerds. Drop that hashtag hair nerd in the chat. And I think we have done a really, really good job. We'll close out with our Afro Hair Science Academy video. Cheryl, any last thoughts on this wonderful happy hair care routines?
You tied it up. And thank you guys for trusting us with your just the level of your information, just for being open to it. It's really, Blackness is science. Afro is science. So, and just enjoy the video.
All right. Okay, guys. We will see you guys on Thursday with Auntie Dr. Joy. You know what we say when we sign out? It's about a whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and a whole lot of hair like mighty Aphrodite. Okay. And if you don't have it, you don't want a hair, you plan on growing, cutting it off or whatever. Don't worry about that, because all that's beautiful too. Bald heads, everything are beautiful too. And so are you. Thank you guys so very much. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful life. And don't forget, hit that thumbs up button on your way out and share the content with someone who's spent a whole bunch of hours.
Come on now. We want to hear from you.
All right. We want to hear from you guys. All right. Okay. Have a good night. What's up, my fellow hair professionals? This is your girl, Ladosha Wright, aka Key Lolo. Welcome to the Willie Morrow Afro Hair Science Academy. This is not textured education. This is educational legacy. Finally, a legacy system of coils, chemistry, and high styling skills engineered over 63 years, perfected through ancestral knowledge and extensive research. From the legacy of Willie L. Morrow to the future of global beauty intelligence. We study it, we honor it, we master it, starting in October 2026. Register now at afrohairscience@gmail.com. Afro Hair Science, not a trend, a discipline. You're gonna get schooled.